Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. Arsenal pre-season is officially done and wrapped up with a 2-0 win against Lyon in the Emirates Cup yesterday. And now Arsenal are ready to go on to the Premier League this Saturday against Wolves, where hopefully it's our year to finally win the big one. I'm just going to be a quick video today talking about the game, the positives and negatives from it. And it is going to be quick because it is hot out there in England today, and I'll have to turn my fan off to do this just so there ain't no noise. So let's get cracking with it. Positives from the game: obviously set piece FC were back in full swing. Both of our goals coming from Declan Rice corners and both of our centre halves scoring. And I think we do need to quickly talk about Nicolas Jova and Mikel Arteta. Nicolas Jova, in terms of being our set piece coach, has completely transformed the way Arsenal are now and the way Arsenal were thought of. When I was growing up through school, Arsenal were always thought of as a weak, easy to bully team that you could bully on corners, and we used to concede and lose so many games through corners and free kicks, long throws, when you think of the Stoke games, etc. And Arsenal, well, Arteta, should I say, and Nicolas Jova have completely changed Arsenal in that sense. Arteta, in sense of he's brought in a team of, big men, big strong units who are dominant in the air physically, and we don't concede loads from set pieces anymore, and we score a hell of a lot from them. We scored the most set pieces in the league last season, and I think it is obviously, of course, it's credit to Nicolas Jova with the routines he puts in place. You look at it, a lot of time we have a lot of our big men at the back, and then as the corner's getting taken or free kick, they make a run to the front stick, or they evenly divide out, and it's so hard for teams to mark against. With the free kicks, how they start offside, come onside, lean into the opposition defenders to keep themselves onside but also closest to goal, and we get a lot of goals from that. But like I said, Arteta has built an absolute team of big, strong men. You look at our team yesterday: Ben White 6'2", I think 6'1", 6'2". William Saliba 6'4", Gabriel 6'3", and both of them are so physically strong and dominant in the air. Partey's got to be, what, 6'1", 6'2". Declan Rice is about 6'2". Granted, he's normally the one taking the set pieces, especially on the left-hand side. But, he's a big guy, especially when we're defending set pieces as well. Then you look at Kai Havertz, he's about 6'3", 6'4". And Zinchenko played left-back yesterday, but in a lot of games in this coming season, you imagine Calafiori will probably play. Maybe Tomiyasu, maybe Kivior, and they're all about 6'1", 6'2" as well. So you look at it, on average, Arsenal will probably field at least 6 absolute units in the starting 11 week in, week out. And it only bodes well for us that we keep building on this and keep set pieces as a real dangerous part of our game, because they can be so important throughout the season. There's going to be games this season where the attack's not necessarily on it, kind of like yesterday, to be honest. Yesterday we dominated the game, but we really struggled to create and convert chances from open play. I thought Martinelli had a little bit of a poor game, which we will talk about. Kai Havertz wasn't really involved. Saka wasn't beating his man too often. They still created the odd chances here and there. Saka had a few great opportunities from back post headers, with Zinchenko putting in lovely balls, who had another fantastic game. But there's going to be games where the attack's not quite on it, it's not quite clicking. And we might need to keep it really tight at the back and nick a 1-0 from a corner or a set piece. And yesterday, I think, was good practice for it. Defensively, we were absolutely solid again. I only really remember Lyon having one chance in the second half. And again, as we discussed in my previous video, it was when Saliba and Gabriel come off. And, it is a counter from a corner, keeper throws the ball past Jorginho, guys one-on-one, Raya saves it. But it definitely bodes well that, hopefully we're going to have another really strong season on set pieces, because it was a massive reason why we challenged for the title last season. And if we're going to win it, it's going to be another massive thing for us. So that was good to see, both the centre-halves getting on the score sheet. And look, in the first half, overall, the play I thought was really good. Really high intensity. Declan Rice looked a lot sharper than he did against Leverkusen on Wednesday. Nicking the ball back, driving. I mean, the guy's engine is just absolutely fantastic. But we were nicking the balls back in good positions. We were pressing them. They couldn't play out, and it resulted in them mainly just trying to kick it long, and then we'd win it back off one of the centre halves or Ben White, and we'd start playing again. I thought Zinchenko again was very good, very positive on the ball. Like I said, he kept getting into a position where, you know, he'd sort of hang sort of to the slightly right edge of the box, and Martinelli would lay it back to him, and he'd put in a lovely ball on his left foot to the back stick. That was causing Leon problems. And like I said, on another day, Saka could have maybe scored at least a brace from headers, which you wouldn't obviously associate with Saka. I thought Thomas Partey was really good. And look, there's a lot of thing about Thomas Partey. Should he still be at Arsenal? You know, his legs have gone, etc. And I do have my doubts on him still, mainly because I just don't see the guy staying fit for more than 5 to 10 games, you know, a run of 5 to 10 games in the season. But yesterday I felt like it was the first time since he's been back fit that we saw for the whole time he was on the Thomas Partey that we all know he can be, or Thomas Partey he used to be, should we say. Very good on the ball, winning the ball back. It's just the way he manipulates a ball, and he just, you know, shapes his body one way and then takes a touch another and takes 2 or 3 players out of a game is just fantastic, and no one else in our team can really do that. There was a time in the first half the ball was bouncing in our box, quite a dangerous position. They had about 3 players around him, and he just flicked it over 3 of their heads to Declan Rice, and all of a sudden Arsenal are gone. And it's really positive from him. And, you know, if Thomas Partey can get anywhere near back to the form of the 22-23 season, we can't buy a better midfielder in the market than that version of Thomas Partey. So if we can get that version of him back, you have Declan Rice as the 8 and Odegaard as the other 8 doing their things going forward, as well as helping him backwards, of course. Arsenal are going to have a very sensational midfield, especially if we do bring in Mikel Moreno, which who fucking knows what's going on with that. Apparently it's advanced. Other people saying it's not as advanced, so who fucking knows. But if you bring him in, again, another big, strong guy, and then you've got the options between Partey, Rice, Jorginho, Moreno, Odegaard as your midfield, with the likes of Ethan Nwaneri being an option to potentially come in for some games and come in towards the end of games, etc. Vieira as well, I suppose. You start looking at a really strong midfield, and you've got options. So really positive to see that from Thomas Partey, and I pray he keeps it up, because when he's on it and he's playing well, he is one of the best midfielders in the league by a long way. You know, he'd probably be the 2nd best DM in the league behind Rodri. Yeah, Rodri's obviously clear number 1. You've got Rice as well, who I just think is a phenomenal midfield player. But if you're playing Partey in the 6, you're playing Rice in the 8, it's a bit different. But he's better than the likes of Lavia, Caicedo, Casemiro, who else? Whoever Liverpool have. Obviously they might be signing Zubimendi, but I'd say Partey at his best is still better than him. So fingers crossed he can keep it up. Look, we know he probably isn't, but if he can, that would be great for us. And the only real negative I have of the game, well, it's kind of 2, but I've kind of already touched upon it. 1, again, is our lack of ability to convert and create really clear chances in a game we dominate. And that could be a concern. That's why I think everyone knows that, you know, a lot of people argue we need a number 9. A lot of people argue we just need we need a winger or just a forward in general. And I'm starting to lean towards we might need a starting left winger. I really like Martinelli, and I've backed him, and I still back him to come back to his best. But yesterday was a bit worrying, wasn't it? Got into a lot of positions where he didn't seem to know what he was doing. There was one point Kai Havertz played the most sensational half volley through ball to Martinelli, which put Martinelli clean through on goal. And with his pace, etc., you think he'd get in front of the defender, cut across him and finish it. He did get in front of him, tried to cut across him, lost his footing and lost the ball. There's another time Odegaard played him in. Again, you expect him to burst away and get a shot off. He didn't really do much of anything. Well, we ended up getting a very tame shot after the defender blocked. Okay, we scored from the resulting corner, but it's not really the point. And I do look at it and think if we had, you know, someone of the top level on that side with Martinelli's pace, you're probably looking at an extra 15 goals a season. And I know Martinelli did get that a couple of years ago, but I'm still hopeful we can get back to that level, but I'm a bit concerned about him at the moment. I can't lie about that. And at the minute, I think Trossard has the shirt when it comes to the starting game next week. And look, Trossard and Martinelli, yes, they both play on the left wing, but they're very different players. Martinelli's very explosive, direct, take people on, whereas Trossard, you know, he's not the quickest, he's not the slowest person in the world, but in a way he can be a little bit more of a creator from out there, and also he sort of goes into areas where he's not really picked up so he can finish, whereas Martinelli sort of hugs the touchline, bursts the pace. So at the minute, much we all talk about, oh, we need a Saka backup, and I agree, but I'm starting to think, do we need a starting left winger? And then Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus become the backups to those wingers. So that would be the only probably two negatives I'd say. Second half, it wasn't quite as intense, but I kind of expect that. You know, we're still very early state. Well, last game of pre-season, but a lot of players come back late. And the heat, etc. I expect them to slow down, but again, didn't really concede any chances and probably could have scored another one or two at least. So that's pre-season done, and like I said, on to Wolves on Saturday. Are Arsenal ready for the start of the season? We've brought in one signing, sold a couple of others with some other people linked away. Obviously, Nketiah's linked with Marseille, but then again, they've had I saw a report this morning that they're very coming in very strong for Wehi, is it, from Lons, so maybe that might fall through. I wouldn't say we're ready in terms of the squad, in terms of, obviously, the transfers aren't all complete, as we all know. We still probably expect one or two more to come in, and we probably expect at least 3 or 4 outgoings. But from the team we do have and the players you expect to be involved come Saturday, are they ready? I would say yes. I think the team's starting to look really sharp the last couple of games. I think Zinchenko's looked brilliant. Raya's got 290 minutes under his belt now. Ben White's obviously played the whole of pre-season. He'll be fine. Saliba's got minutes under his belt. He'll be ready to go. Gabriel will be ready to go. Rice will be ready to go now. Partey, Jorginho, whichever one of them play, will be ready to go. Havertz looks fine and ready to go. Odegaard, you know, he should be the most fit in a way because he's, and with alongside White, as they've not gone away. Played 90 minutes yesterday. Looks sharp. Saka looks fine, he's ready. Jesus is ready if he needs to play. So yeah, I would say, yes, Arsenal are ready to start the season on fire. And hopefully we start with a big performance on Saturday. We will do a preview of the Wolves game later on in the week. And I'm also going to do a predictions video in terms of the way I see the way I predict the table will finish. Which is a bit hard to do now when you don't know what signings are going to come in, but fuck it. And yeah, we'll talk later on in the week. But let me know in the comments, guys, what did you think of the game? Are Arsenal ready for the season? And before I do my predictions video, how do you see it going? Will we win the league, or will we come up short again? Thanks for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe and share, and talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.